Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Let me see you for a few seconds. Welcome, welcome. Who is this? Is his first time? First time. Wow. Welcome. First time at the Kabbalah Center or first time in Decoding Passover? Passover? Both. Center and Passover. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so maybe after just give me your phone number. I send you the first class so you can connect. Okay, we have a lot tonight, so let's begin. So first of all, I would like to mention, a few things from last week before we jump into the 15 steps, because tonight we're going to talk about the actual, the night of the Seder. We know that next Wednesday night, we're going to jump into the night of the Seder. There are 15 steps that will help us to achieve the new Zir and Pin. And as we mentioned last week, that the preparation already started. We need to recognize every day different type of negativities, klipot, selfish consciousness, all of those things in our life that we would like to remove, because we said it represents the katnut. What is katnut? It's the smallness. It means my behavior like a kid. We need to be in gadlut. Gadlut, it means to be adult. What adult supposed to do? What we're supposed to do? Not everybody in once, please. Take responsibility, right? Take responsibility. So unfortunately, every time we are whining, complaining, judging, blaming, it means I'm not taking responsibility, okay? So we mentioned a few things last week. We didn't really went into a deep understanding, but I want to show you just a few things on the PowerPoint that we talk about the matzah. But the matzah, you see here, we have the box of the matzah here, the brown box. And this is one of the main tools in the night of the Seder and the entire week of Passover. We're supposed to eat the matzah. We're going to see a few seconds what does it mean and why. And also we have the wine. So we have the main two tools in that specific night, and we have other tools. So let's start with, Opa, what is that? I wasn't ready for that. But that's not my PowerPoint. I don't know, what is that? Oh, it's here, okay. That's cool. Okay, so first of all, matzah, we know it's from wheat, right? We're using wheat to create that matzah. But we also, it's connecting with the energy of bread. Bread, as we can see, the remarkable value is 78. And it's helping us to connect with the Tetragrammaton, Yud-Ke Vav-Ke. If you're familiar with this energy we talked about last week, it's the energy of mercy, okay? So when we have Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, it's 3 times 26, the name of God. And bread, it's 3 times 26, giving us 78. It means every time we eat in bread, right, we connecting with the light of the Creator, energy of mercy, 3 times, right, left, and central column, okay? I'm not going to explain now everything, just to have the idea what the power we're receiving from the matzah, all right? Let's continue with that. This is a very cool PowerPoint. I'm excited. So, what we're making the bread from? We're making from wheat, right? So wheat, let's put this, wheat, we're making the bread from wheat, connecting us with the 22 Hebrew letters, all right? Because we have the lechem in 78, chita, wheat, numerical value 22. What is the 22 Hebrew letters? This is the bridge between the universes. When we want to connect with the upper worlds, we're using the codes, the 22 letters as codes to connect with the higher divine energies, okay? And again, it doesn't matter if you know to speak Hebrew, you don't know how to speak Hebrew. We have more chairs here. You can come here. I'm not biting the first row. So it doesn't matter if you understand it or you understand the language, but we're using the combinations of the letters to cleave ourselves with the upper worlds. So imagine, when we eat bread, first of all, we're connecting with 3 times of the Tategammaton, Yud Kei Vav Kei, and with the 22 Hebrew letters. Look how much energy we receive just by eating bread, okay? It doesn't say how much to eat, but even a piece of bread, but we want to have the intention, right? Not just the calories, also the intention. So now we're connecting with this 3-column system, like we said. When we eat in bread, usually we're using salt. If you see the letters even, salt, melach, or lechem, it's the same letters. But we have the left column and we have the right column. Okay, the salt is white, right column, and we have the left. So when we take in the bread, we're doing the blessing, put in the salt. What are we creating by it? When we put the left with the right together, essential column, right? We want the energy in our life to receive it in a balanced way. Yes or no? Yes. All right, thank you. Now, matzah, remember, we eat the matzah after the Israelites, they left Egypt. They left Egypt, right? Now, it says, as the Rav Berg explained many times, we think that they didn't have enough time. It says why they make the matzah, because they didn't have time that it will rise. But it's not true, because they have so much time. If you bake in bread or cookies, how long it taking to the bread to rise? Yes, we have some women here that bake in. 1 hour, 20 minutes, how long? 1 hour? Hour and a half, okay? They have like so many hours till they left Egypt, right? But what is the code of it, as the Kabbalists explain, right? First of all, we see here, this is the mitzvah, one of the mitzvot that we supposed to eat. Precept. What is the mitzvah? It's precept. Why they give us as a precept? Because we connecting with the energy of the Creator. The Creator injecting His energy, His light, inside of this matzah in that time. We're not supposed to eat it from today, just to start to eat it from the night of the Seder. This year, it's April 1st, right? So, but at night, after 3 stars. Why? Because at that time, the light, the Creator injecting the energy, it's an antenna that will draw the energy of the matzah, right? That helping us to change anything that controls us. Anything that controls us, we can change it. This is why it's important not just to eat it, to meditate. To meditate about what we're receiving, even though we're going to be hungry. And in Pesach, if you really keep it and eat just what's supposed to eat, you're hungry almost all the time, right? But fine. So, we did have time to wait that it will rise, but we didn't, because there is a special way to make it. When we make in the matzah, it needs to be in a frame time of 18 minutes. It cannot be more than 18 minutes, because after 18 minutes, it's going to rise. So we can't. So it have to stay like flat. What it does, it helping us, this is an antenna to remove the desire to receive for the oneself alone. One of the main enemies we have in our life, and Rav Ashok explained, is a desire to receive oneself alone. And the desire to receive oneself alone will convince us that it does not exist. Yes? What do you think? Any negative behavior that we behave with, this is desire to receive oneself alone. And why I'm behaving like that? Because I'm right. But who told you you are right? Who told you you are right? The light told you? Who says the ego? Right, you came here. The ego. The desire to receive oneself alone, the evil inclination, the katnut, the klipa. The klipa want to take my energy, right? So when we eat in the matzah for 1 week, from that night and for 1 week, we can receive so much energy and power, first of all, to pay attention and to listen that my desire to receive oneself alone now is talking to me, first of all. Because if I'm not going to recognize it first, how can I fight my opponent? So first I need to recognize that it's there. Now I can stop, do the restriction. Now I can have free will to choose how to react. Because most of the day we're just reacting. We're reacting by the memory we have about things. Not really, we're not acting or reacting according the moment. It means I'm not really living in the present time. I think I do, but I'm not. Because my reactive system, it's according, others I call it, a lot of damaged pictures we have in our brain. A lot of damaged memories. And now in that moment, I'm behaving or reacting according all of those scenarios. So it means I'm not really, many times we're reacting, but not necessarily it's according to what you're feeling right now. It's like, you're just shouting. It doesn't make sense what you're doing right now. It can be small thing that happen and you're freaking out. What just happened? So I forgot to bring the lemons. I bring 4 lemons instead of 5. Why are you freaking out? Right? If you watch this movie, it was a movie, okay. Okay, let's continue. Now, so what's happened with that? Now the Zohar explain. This is something that we need all the time to say during Pesach, and especially while we're eating the matzah. It's called Mechla de Asveta. Can you say it together? Mechla de Asveta. What is Mechla de Asveta? It's healing food. Healing food. So it means, again, we can't talk about any point like forever. We can talk it forever, but just think of, when we eating, how long it takes you to eat? When you take in a bite, you chew. How long it takes you? 20 seconds, 30 seconds till you swallow, right? After we swallow, what's happening to the food? Do you have any idea what's going on in your body? You have no idea, but you can feel it after. What's happening in that time, that feeding ourselves. We have 2 bodies. We have the spiritual body and the physical body. It's feeding our 2 bodies, the physical body and the spiritual body, of course, if I have the right intention, with energy of healing. Now, healing, if my consciousness is in the right place, it says that the whole body will be healed, will be in the right place. But if my consciousness is not in the right place, so of course my body has shalom, God forbid, and it can hurt, being hurt, right? So we want to make sure, when the energy of healing that we're receiving, it's not just for our intention. It's so beautiful. Look at the picture. It's amazing. So we're going to use, it will be the wine, right? So we have the matzah. It's coming from chokhmah. So those 2 things you need to remember. You can write down to yourself. It's good. In the entire Passover, and the night of the Seder, you want to remember, the light that we're receiving is from chokhmah and binah. Okay? So with the matzah, we're connecting with the level of chokhmah. It's the supernal father. And with the wine, to binah. This is the mother, supernal mother. All right? So matzah also helping us to receive the energy of restriction, because anything that rise up represents the desire to receive oneself alone. That's why in the time of Passover, we're not supposed to eat nothing else from the 5 grains that rise up. No cookies, no bread, no all of the things that rise up. Okay? Because when they are receiving water and they rise up, it means desire to receive oneself alone. You don't want to have it in your body in that week, because there is an energy that comes to the cosmos in that week that we're not supposed to connect with it, just with the energy of healing. It's for humanity. Okay, it's maybe we're not going to see it or feel it, but we want to use the right antenna to make sure I'm drawing that energy of healing for the entire year. So that's why it's better for us not to use something that rise up. Now, and the wine helping us to connect with energy of love, but the right love. And let's see what does it mean, the right love, okay? Just a second. I have a lot of papers here and PowerPoint. Okay, so we have 4 cups of wine. You want to remember that. As you can see, the first cup of wine, we're removing the energy of silliness. There is a spirit, that spirit called the spirit of silliness. And like many times we think that we are happy, but we're not really happy. We behave as silly. and we're losing the energy, we're losing the happiness. Because there is happiness that you can control the happiness, or sometimes you, with that energy, you will say a nonsense, and then you're going to hurt the other person, and now you pick up a fight. And you don't understand, I was happy, I'm happy. Why? No, because that ruach shtut, it's called ruach shtut, silliness, come and steal your energy. And now, empty space. So the first cup of wine is energy of silliness. The second is ruach znut, it's the sexual impurity. And the third one, ruach ra'ah, it's evil eye. And the fourth one, it's impure spirit, ruach tum'ah. So each type of cup of wine, we're removing different type of negativity. Okay? Now, let's continue. So what we're receiving from with the wine and then with the matzah, that's just before we go into the 15 steps. It's important for us to understand the main tools, the main characters of that night of Seder. So as you can see, the wine helps us to remove all of the selfish type of love. All of the time that we behave with selfishness, especially with energy of love, because we want love, but unfortunately we behave with a lot of selfishness. So let's say we have different type of energies. I want to be right, I want to look good, but again, why you want to look good? What's the reason? Everything, everything that, even before you go in somewhere, you put your makeup, your lipstick, or your suit, whatever it is, check your consciousness, what you have behind it, why you do what you're doing right now. There's a lot of, because what will determine what will happen is the first thought, is the intention, not how you look like, it's the intention, Now, okay, I'm not going to read the whole list because we have a lot of things to catch up with. And then we're talking about the matzah. The matzah is helping us to remove all of the negative fears that we have. So we're talking about removing fears and removing selfish love. Again, like I mentioned before, it's good for us to pay attention from now till Passover and to pay attention to what's going on. Now we are in the 12 days and some things will come up. I'm afraid from people that will judge me, to control me. I'm afraid to lose my freedom and give money, give my time, give my heart, to trust, right? I don't want to give up my addictions. That's the whole energy of matzah that will help us to overcome at that night. So if you don't want it, so maybe it's not for you, but if you want it, you need to run and connect with it. Because this is a gift from the Creator that we're going to receive for it's for 1 year, but we're planting seeds. We're planting spiritual seeds in the night of the Seder. We call the night of the order. We're creating an order for the entire year. Remember, and then what we said last week, 7 months, we need to put some water. It means we need to behave in the same way we just connected all of those energies. I need to overcome them, right? Do my spiritual work. It's like I'm putting water on my garden. And then in the time of Rosh Hashanah, we're going to receive the physical things according to what the work I did from Pesach till Rosh Hashanah, and of course also before, for 1 year. Kids, money, and life. How much money? Which type of life? Kids. How many kids? Which type of kids? If you're not married, so to find your soulmate, to get married, to have kids. So, relationship, okay? So the matzah, the matzah gives us the energy of healing, certainty, and restriction. Where you can buy it? Tell me. There is any store you can buy those energies? Amazon.com? Or where? Aki. Matzah. Again, once again, every time you eat, just meditate. Just meditate. So, the Zohar telling us, כך כד נפקו ישראל ממצרים, לה הווה ידעי יקרה ורזדי ממנותה. אמר קודש בריך הוא, יטעמון ישראל עזבתה, ועד יכלון עזבתה דה. What is Zohar telling us? When the Israelites went out of Egypt, they didn't know the secret of the certainty. certainty in the system, certainty in the Creator. So the Creator says, they will taste from the medicine. What is the medicine? The matzah. Because the light inject all of his energy inside of the matzah. And they will eat it. And they will receive the cure, the medicine. And nothing else will look for them the same. It means any other foods they will eat, they're not going to have the desire to receive for oneself alone, because when we eat in sometimes different type of food, we come from a point of lust. Oh, it's so good. We don't think, just a second. It's good for you, it's bad for you. What it does to your body? No, it tastes amazing. Wow, okay. But maybe you're going to get sick after. So he says, because דהיינו חמץ כיוון שאכלו מצה. So what does it mean? The other foods, it means chametz, things that create negative energies in our bodies. שהיא רפואה לבוא ולדעת בסוד אמונה. So the matzah connected us with energy of the secret of the emunah, certainty, and he says the light. After we connect with the energy of the matzah for the entire week, now they receive the medicine. Now they can have chametz after. It means after that, okay, you can eat whatever food, but now you have the antidote to control the desire to receive oneself alone. Because if not, we're just going to eat whatever. No, you want to make sure that, first of all, why you eat. Second, what you put into your body. You know, do you love your car? Hello, Ken? You love your car? Yes? Amazing, right? But gasoline now, it's very expensive, no? Let's put water. It's cheaper, no? Or sand. Let's put sand. Or just fill up the tank, no? So it's funny, right? But for the car, we're going to take care of changing the oil, put gasoline, the right one, adding stuff. We're going to invest, right? What about our body? That's what he says. In your body, you have to be careful. What do you put in your body? This is a vehicle of your soul. So that giving us helping us to rise up our consciousness to make sure that during the year, I'm going to be careful. Be careful for chametz, bless you. As Rav Brandman says, we need to be careful for chametz, because really to avoid chametz at all, it's very hard. It's in the air. You breathe, it's in the air. There's energy. But he says to be careful. So to be careful, it's from now till after Pesach, but also the whole year. Because if there are different type of desire to receive oneself alone, it's physical and spiritual. All the judgment, all the things we mentioned before, right? And also physical stuff, I need to be careful. Because what's happened to us, our consciousness will change if we eat in stuff not good for us, and at that moment. So we need to be careful. It's all energies. We're working with the open wires, okay? So, let's continue. Okay, so now we're getting into the night of the Seder. At the night of the Seder, and this is, you see here, you have the blue Agada. I don't know if the first one is Spanish or English, but you have the blue Agada, so I have it in Hebrew, but with explanations. So it's good to have your own Agada. Of course, we're going to have Agadas here, but it's good to have your why. First of all, I recommend to read it before. It's not just the regular, you're reading like a regular book. It's really full with intentions. You see, you have everything over there. There is a lot of intentions from the Kabbalists, from the Ari Kadosh. Even we don't understand, but we want to prepare the computer to download all the energy. So it means my soul knows all the secrets, right? So when I'm, even you have yours, you can take a highlight and you can highlight everything for you. The more I'm preparing myself, when I'm coming to that night, because at the night you can study. At the night we just pam, we playing. If you want to play soccer or play basketball, you can play on the field. You come into the game to play, right? So we come into play. So now we study, okay? So if you don't have the Agada, I really recommend to have the Agada and to read the intentions and everything. We're going to see how much we can really go deeper and talk about it. So the first step we do, and in order for us to open the gates and to start even, we need to say those sentences together. Let's say together as we doing the 15 steps right now. So we need to mention all of the steps to open the channels. So now we can connect. Are you ready? Okay. Kadesh, Urchatz, Karpas, יח"צ, מגיד, רחצה, מוציא, מצה, מרור, כורך, שולחן, עורך, צפון, ברך, הלל, נרצה. Beautiful. So now we open the gates. Now we're ready to step into the 15 steps. So the first step, we're going to prepare the plate of the seder. Maybe it's too small, but I'm going just to give you some intentions about the plate of the seder, okay? So everything we do, it's a technology, how to download the energy to our life. So first of all, we have the plate. The plate represents the level of Malchut, our world, our universe, all right? Then we're going to use the 3 matzah. We're going to use the head table, going to use 3 round matzah. We have a special tray that we're using. And what represent the 3 matzah? Represent the 3 sfirot. It's chokhmah, bina, and da'at. Remember, we mentioned that da'at is the level of Moshe Rabbeinu, that he achieved that level, half angel, half human being. But what we need to remember, we're going to enhance those things, but in a short version, not like we study tonight, but we need to know that, okay? So, what Moshe telling us, it doesn't matter how much we climb in the spiritual levels. What matters is, we can think that we're too spiritual. We're too spiritual to help another person. The more we climb in the spiritual world, we need to be more and more sensitive to what's going on around us. And if someone around us needs help, I need to help him. I can't stay over there. What Moshe did, Moshe was half an angel, half human being, that. And he did what? Just help the Israelites all the time. Right? So when a person achieves that spiritual level, high spiritual level, care, love, and consideration need to be his second nature. It needs to be our second nature. Okay? So everything we're talking and we mentioning now, it means we can receive those powers and the night of the Seder. Because we all need those powers. As much that we behave as good people during the weekdays and during the year, we always can get better. Yes or no? All right. So we agree. So, that the Kabbalah is saying that's how we can check our spiritual level. Because when you check your thoughts, check your behavior, you can measure your desire to receive for yourself alone. If you don't have patience to people, if you don't care, if you don't just thinking about yourself, it means, you're really far from connecting with that, from a higher spiritual level. So he said, you can check in which spiritual level you're at right now. At that moment, not in the future, not in the past, right now. So if we think above someone or above something, or are more important than others, so we can't achieve any more in the spiritual levels than to continue forward or to climb in the spiritual ladder, right? And maybe we're going to complain more. Why it doesn't happen for me? So we need to make sure, first of all, the 3 matzah will help us to connect with this consciousness. But I want to make sure, and you can check it from now, as I mentioned before. I don't want to be or to think I'm above, someone, or I know better than someone else, because then I'm stuck. But because of my thoughts, not because no one else is against me. Then we're going to use something called the Zohar. You can see it on the screen. We put it on the right side. It's called Chesed. Every time we click in a step, we're going to say it together. What is the Chesed, the Zohar? That represent the sacrifices. The sacrifices that was on the altar. And at the time of Passover, they sacrifice different type of sacrifices. And it's connecting also with the Sfirat Chesed, with the level of Chesed. Chesed is the energy of sharing, giving, patience, orech ruach. I can hold different energies that are around me, different conscious, different people, right? This is the energy of Chesed. The Chesed represent energy of water, energy of sharing, energy of giving and love and mercy to others, people around me, to the world, to humanity. Okay? So what's the connection with slaughter like animals, right? Because it was sacrifice. The Kabbalah is saying, in order for us to achieve a true level of sharing, we have to sacrifice and to abandon our negative behaviors. That's about the animals. Because inside of us, we have the level of animal. We have the four kingdom within each one of us. You know, how you know you have the, maybe you can help me. How you know that you have the animal kingdom within you? Can you help me? Give an example from life. How?
Yelling, getting upset.
No, I'm talking about the negative. Hungry, you're hungry, you eat, yeah. Eating, sex, drinking, angry, also hungry. Oh, angry. No, but actually animals also, they eat, they drink, doing sex, right? This is also animal. But also when I behave with anger, I'm disconnecting with the light of the creator. And other stuff, right? So that animal, because every time we have the desire to receive from oneself the energy of the body, because what animal does is just thinking about themselves, just eating, drinking, sex, that's it. So that's what we want to do. We got the most powerful tool, the energy of what? Speech. We can talk. We can communicate. We can think. So, because we can give just what we have in our life, when we remove that negativity, because a person cannot give something he doesn't have. When I'm removing this negativity, then I can share my positive energy with others. So before we're talking about, oh, I'm a good person, I'm sharing, I'm giving, right? Just like I need to check where I'm sharing from, where I'm giving from. How can I say about myself, I'm a good person? Who told me that? You think? Who is talking to me? Evil inclination. The light is not going to come and say, oh, you are amazing. Yeah, woohoo. Rabbi is saying, remember, there are 125 spiritual levels that each level have endless of opportunities. And then we're supposed to climb the 125 levels, spiritual levels, worlds. There's 125 worlds. So if the light will tell us, oh, man, you are amazing. Wow, what a class. It's amazing. So what we feel when someone tells us we are good? Wow, we feel good. So we feel, okay, I did it. That's it. No, that's what the opponent wants. This is what he's telling us. But if I feel I want more and more and more, I will continue pushing. And I'm using it as a tool. Then we're using the egg. That's mercy, and we're going to Gvura. Using the egg, it represents what? Stubbornness in our life. Because the more you keep it with the boiling water, what's happened to the egg? It gets harder. Harder and harder, right? And also it's the level of Gvura. We want, that energy we're using with the egg, because we want to eat it before the main meal. It's help us to break our negative nature. That nature of stubbornness. So while you're going to eat the egg, again, we're going to be hungry in that time, but don't just eat it because you're hungry. Meditate. It's anything that we're using, it's an antenna for the energy we're just talking about. Okay? Remember, we're planting the seeds for the whole year. So we all have our ideas and different type of consciousness that we have, right? I know, I read those books, whatever I learn in university, whatever that thing that I have in my mind. So the more people like against of things that we are saying or things that we are doing, we become more what? Stubborn. And we try to prove they're wrong. Right? It's like more and more. So I'm standing in my opinions and I'm not moving forward. Why we have arguments? Why we have arguments? Because the person is something he doesn't agree with me, and I'm trying to do what? To prove you wrong. And then he tried to prove me wrong, and now we're just arguing. So each one of us become more and more stubborn at that moment. Yes or no? Okay, you love it? You love those times? Yes, no, you don't love it? So why are we doing it? Again, right? So That will help us to remove that stubbornness, okay? Then we continue to the maror. Maror, it's something that's supposed to be bitter, something bitter. We use in the horseradish, it's called? Horseradish, right? This is not just bitter, this is going from your eyes, from your ears, from all of the places. But what it represents, okay? Why are we doing it, okay? So first of all, we put it in the essential column, tiferet. That represents the energy of balance, the three-column system, essential column. And we connect it now the mercy with the gvura, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the balance, the energy of balance. And you know, the maror, it's look like very bitter and cruel, right? It's not that easy thing that we need to go through. Because the Kabbalah is saying, at the time we're doing it, we feel the energy of death. We need to chew it, till it becomes sweet. It's not just to swallow, it is to swallow. I feel nothing. So the fight right now, it's against my opponent. It's against all of those times in life that I want to give up. I want to give up. That's it. I can't do it anymore. Whatever it is. No. Continue till it becomes sweet. Because remember, what we study in Kabbalah 1, when the vessel is ready, the light will fulfill. So how do you know that your vessel is ready? If there is something I didn't receive yet, it means my vessel is not ready yet. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I know my vessel is not ready yet, okay? So we want to do that and to remove that energy of death from our life, because death in our consciousness represent end. End. We mentioned last week, you wake up in the morning, you're already thinking about the end of the day. Oh, at 5 I need to be in the gym, and then 6 I have dinner. You didn't start the day, you're already thinking about the end of the day. So end, we're always thinking about end. And we don't pay attention because remember, the opponent, you already put some ways, in our brain that we will think about ending things, but we don't think it's an end because I used to it. So if I used to it, it's fine, it's normal. Who told you it's normal? When we're using those tools, suddenly you wake up. When you wake up, wow, I was sleeping all this time. So you don't know, right? So we want to wake up. Then the netzach, it's charoset. Netzach is the charoset. What is the charoset? We use in, as the Ari explained, Rabbi Yitzchak Luria from the 16th century, he gave a whole list of different type of fruits and herbs that we combine them together. It's delicious. And each table receives some of it, and then we're going to do the connection all together. Charoset represent the name Ruth Chas. Remember Ruth Amovia, Ruth, she's the grandma of King David. King David represent all of us, this world called King David. And she was the mother, it says, mother of King David. I don't know, grandmother. But what's happening that time, the energy that we receive when we take in that the charoset, what the energy of King David, the root level, it's the energy of Messiah. Messiah, redemption. The redemption, we can receive personal redemption and global redemption. So if each one of us can bring himself to that redemption, it means when I'm breaking the chains of all of that holds of my opponent, I have the connection with the light and I have personal redemption. So my behavior will help more and more people to break their chains. Make sense? Because I behave in what? In freedom. Imagine you can just smile all the time and really be happy. It doesn't matter what people tell you, just you're happy. Can you just imagine that? Even we don't feel it, but just to imagine this type of freedom. And what's happened when we're happy and we have this freedom? The light is always talking to us and we can listen to the light. Now I know what I should do. And this is why I'm become more and more happier. Okay? So, the Torah tried to tell us through this story, it doesn't matter what is your past. You can't be shame about your past. Even you've been a negative person, whatever you did in your past. Don't be shame about your past, because we still can reach highest level of energies, of spiritual energies, but just when we decide And we taking upon ourselves the responsibility to do that. It's not going to happen just because I'm a nice person or I'm dressing nice. No, we need to work for it, right? So when we eat in the charoset, that combination of the fruits and herbs, we're receiving the power to take responsibility and to commit to create that change. To commit. Okay? Now Hod, Karpas. Karpas connecting us with the level of Hod. Karpas, we're using the parsley. Okay? But Karpas, the name Karpas, I don't know if I have the PowerPoint for that, but maybe after I will have it, I will show you. But Karpas, it's if we change in the way of the letters, so it's called Samech Parech. What is Samech Parech? It's the, in Egypt, it was 600,000 souls that it says they work hard over there, right? They built the pyramid, they've been slaves, right? According to the story that we study. So it represents Samech, it's like 60, and Parech, so it represents the 600,000 souls that have been there and worked, that been in Egypt. The idea, that they worked hard, it's the idea of they connecting with the energy of judgment, with the energy of din. And why? We taking the karpas, what are we doing in that time? Taking the parsley, we dip it with water and salt. Water and salt. Why? Because we want to sweeten in the judgments. I want right now to sweeten in the judgments that not just in that night, for the entire year. Whatever judgment will appear, I'm going to sweeten the judgment. So when I sweeten the judgment, I know what I need to do. I have clear mind. I can have free will. Because when we react, we don't have free will. We just react. That will give me the energy to stop and then to choose what I need to do. Okay? So, it's connecting with our blood. Hemoglobin, you said? That's right to say? Hemoglobin, okay. Because in our blood, it's represent like the salt. And the spiritual energy behind it and the water that we're using to do it, it's connecting us with this energy in our blood. So when we eat in the karpas, that parsley, we sweeten in all the judgment that right now they are above us. And anything that will come toward us during the year. Look how much power just with a few type of tools that we're using. Then we go into the Yesod. Yesod is the Chazeret. Chazeret we're using like a lettuce, few leaves of lettuce. Okay? That represents the level of Yesod. That we receive, that's the energy that collect all the energy into the level of Yesod from the other Sfirot that we start from Chesed till Yesod. Yosef HaTzadik represents the level of Yesod. And what he did in the level of Yesod, he did the energy of restriction that we receive in that time. And receiving that power to unify all of the chaos that we created, all of the empty spaces we created in our life, we taking it to one point. So imagine now we collecting all of the negative energies that we create, all the empty spaces, to one point. To do what? Then we can get rid of it in one shot. You don't feel so excited, but it's very powerful. Right? Just imagine. You have like imagine you need to take like at home. You find the cane, you just go to the garbage outside and you throw it. Come back, take the cookie, go outside, right? It's a lot of work. So what they invent for us? Garbage bag, right? Cool. So now we're taking all of this like a garbage, Yesod. Level Yesod, put it, take, up to the garbage. Are you excited? Okay. So now, we talked about the tzalachat, the plate is the malchut. That's amazing. Beautiful. Question still here? Oh, just a second. We have the Rav. Let's listen to the Rav. Can we have some volume?
Would you say you're doing this because of the tradition? Because of the tradition? That what? That maybe it has some connection with the freedom, but if you don't even know what it's accomplishing for you, you don't know what the purpose is, then in the final analysis, you have not even accomplished what was once a tradition. There are different
the entire year. Okay? So I want to start to pay attention to it. So now, we every time we drink in the wine, we want to take some type of selfish love, and I want to remove from my system, and I want to connect with the right love, the love of the Creator. So ask yourself, you took the picture, but if you want to think about it right now or to write down to yourself, there's no question over there? I can't see without my glasses, but there is a question over there? Not yet? Oh, the question just came. Okay. What is the one selfish love or addiction you want to work on? Think about it. Maybe not now, we don't have time to stop in each one because we have, that's the first step. But write down to yourself and you can think about this week. Choose one thing that you would like to work on. Now, the second step, very powerful step, it's called urchatz. I need to take my glasses to see what I'm doing. Okay. Urchatz. The Kabbalah is saying, what is urchatz? Urchatz giving us the energy. If you change the letters here, urchatz, it's called rotzeach. Rotzeach is murderer. Sounds scary, right? But what we want to have the intention, I want to kill that negativity, and destroy all of the negative energies that create chaos in my life. So I really need to be strong about it. It can be like, yeah, I'm working on my ego. Yeah, I'm working on my procrastination. Yeah, I'm working. No, I want to delete it from my life. So I want to cancel all of that negativities that we also receiving from our environment. Because we see how people behave. Some negativity is stuck into our aura, affecting our energy, affecting my consciousness. This is what Zohar is saying, damage pictures. You see so many negative things that are not related with you even, and you pick them up. And when you have conversation with someone, it's come into your mouth and you're saying it. And it's become your negative second nature instead of having the light to be your second nature. Okay? So we want to delete and remove it. That's what we do in the first netilah. Not always you need to, when we do it together, not always you need to do it, just meditate. Usually the head table, do it for everyone, so you just do it with not blessing, but you can have the intention to meditate. If we're going to do it this year, it's fine. If not, so just meditate, okay? So, the next step we do, like we said before, we're connecting with the level of the karpas. Okay, after we say everything, the level of the karpas, the parsley. Also here, we want to ask ourselves, let me put it for you so you can take everything in one shot. I want to ask myself, or to find one area that where I'm really ruled by my victim consciousness. My victim consciousness. If you don't have it, that's good. But if you can find some area, that can be amazing. Okay? And again, why I'm saying one area, because it's better to, the Rav taught us, the Rav used to choose one thing and work on it the entire year. We're trying to change everything, we're changing almost nothing, just in percentage. So if I want really to be successful, I need to choose one area, bam, remove this, then go to the second. But control it. If not, we do a little bit here, but then next year we kind of almost the same people. We didn't really change, okay? So choose one area that you want to remove this victim consciousness. I'm not going to explain about parsley because we already explained before. And then we jump into the fourth step. Right? This is the yachatz. Yachatz we didn't explain before. Yachatz, I love this part of yachatz. Yachatz, we're going to break the matzah, okay? To two parts. One of them will be, the big part will be the energy of the afikoman, that represent our physical world, our physical life. And one of our things we need to remember that our nature is divided into two, to physical and spiritual. So it's not just I'm just choosing one and I'm going all the way just with one. No. If you're spiritual, you also need to take care of your physical body. If you too much in the physical body, you need to make sure that you bring the spirituality into your body. So we need to make sure that there is a balance between both of them. But many times during our days, we don't really pay attention. We either more physical or either more spiritual. Or I have an hour in a day, I'm going to be spiritual. The rest of the day, I'm going to be physical. No, it's like, yeah, I'm doing meditation, once a week. And I feel the light. What about the rest of the day? The rest of the week, right? So I need to make sure that this balance is every day, all day. Again, it's an art. I need to practice, all right? Each one of us need to practice. Like we mentioned before, to have that second nature, okay? Today you're driving. Do you think about how to drive or you're just driving? Yes. At the beginning, you look at the wheel, two hands. I can't put the radio right now. Let me just stop. Right today, you're eating, you're drinking, you listen to news, you're talking on the phone, you're doing so many things. Then you're reaching home. No idea how you get there, but you get there, right? So, in each time in our life, the Kabbalah is telling us, when we're doing that, we need to understand it needs to be equal. The spiritual and physical need to be as one. There's no separation. We make the separation. There's no separation, okay? So, because anytime we're doing positive actions, we draw into the positive side. Negative actions to the negative side. Okay? So we need to be careful. We need to make sure to create that balance. So the afikoman, it's represent the positive side, and it always will be bigger than the other part to show us that if we are taking or doing positive actions, we can draw all of our areas of our life to the positive side. This one needs to be bigger. We never want to believe that the other side, that the opponent and the reactive system stronger than the light, stronger than my positive actions. Because unfortunately, many times, we do things like that. We don't believe that with my thoughts, my positive action, positive attitude, I can change things. But we do. With negative energy, it's look like I win right now. This is why we behave like that. With the positive, it takes time because you build your vessel. And when the vessel will be ready, that will fulfill, and then it's yours forever. With the negative side, it's temporary and it will disappear. What you choose. And you know from past year, okay? Okay, there is a lot about just the half and half, but also when we're doing that afikoman and we're going to eat the part of the afikoman at the end of Leila Seder. The end of Leila Seder, right? Now, one of the things, there is few explanations about it. One of the explanations the Kabbalists explain, because some of us, or all of us, we're going to forget about it. After you have the whole meal, you're like, okay. After dessert, you're like, and it's already the second cup of wine, you kind of full. You're ready to go to sleep. Okay, that's it. I'm done, No, but we have this is just the half. We have more to go. Nothing to rush. We just started, okay? So now it's like, you forgot about the afikoman. You're not hungry, right? You don't want it. And now we'll give you the afikoman, right? So one of the things the Kabbalists explain that, and Michael Berg was talking about it, it's a beautiful explanation. When we're doing a good deed, when I remember my good deed, I'm not letting go of the angel that I created from the good deed to enter the upper world and to announce about my good deed. So if I'm not letting go, he go to the upper world and he facing a gate. The gate is closed, locked. He can knock. No, it's closed. Because why? I still remember my good deed. You see what I did for him, for her, You see, wow, we like sharing what we did. We cannot let go of the angel. So when we forget our good deed, the angel go to the upper world, and they can open the door for him, and he can enter the palace and he can announce, this good deed came from this person. Now you can receive your fulfillment. So you know how many good deeds we have that we didn't let go of the angel? And we still complain, how come? How come? I'm a good person. How come? How come? I don't know how come. Let go. How many good deeds you holding? It can be years you still holding. And the angels, they're like talking, come on, just do let go. So we want to connect with that energy. So when we forget that good deed, now the angel can enter the palace, and now we can receive the blessings, okay? So, another thing that the Kabbalah is saying, because, our first thought usually, when we react, because we're thinking about ourselves. And there is the energy to remove that natural reactive system. Because it's kind of our negative nature. There's something we need to overcome, because we've been with the opponent for 12 years, female aspect and the male aspect for 13 years. We get used to it. This is why we kind of used to it. So we're like, okay, it's normal. No, it's not normal. We have to change it. And every year we get receiving more and more power to do that, okay? So, we can use our free will, the Kabbalah is saying, that we've been given, and to choose to connect ourselves with higher level of consciousness, of energy. That connecting related with our soul. This is the big part. This is the big part of, this is the right column, this is the positive part, okay? So the place that our thought, my first thought will be about others, other people. Now we didn't say here just to go and to just give or whatever. We're talking about the thought. Imagine I can change my consciousness about the other person, about humanity, about whatever it is. All right? So we create in that tool, that vessel, to make the effort and to start to study how to be with real sharing and care to people around us. And the Arik explained, it started from your home. When you're not married, as you still live with your parents or with your mother and your father, your brother and sister. Okay, you walk out of the house. Okay, now you're married. So with your wife, with your kid, it starts from your home. We can't run from that correction. So from there, I need to start to pay attention. What's going on? Which buttons they pushing over there? And I need to start to behave. Okay, how can I think more about them, not about me? What you can do for me? No, what I can do for you. Just transform. So, not because sharing it's something moral. Yeah, I need to be a good person, I need to share. No. Because sharing, it's the way to create light and abundance, spiritual abundance, and eternal abundance. This is how the light behave. Not because I'm a nice person, not because I'm a good person. Because this is the only way to create that vessel that the light can dwell in this vessel. And then who will benefit first? Me. Okay? So we talked about the afikoman, we talked about the breaking the matzah. Okay. There is a lot, but we're going to the Magid. Magid, it's, when a Pesach, it's called Pesach, the mouth that is speak, right? So we have a part over there, we're going to read a lot of things that what's happened in that Pesach. A lot of, again, each one, it's like, there's a lot of secrets. Okay, if you want to take the question, to write down to yourself one imperfection that makes you feel less about yourself. That's related with Yachatz, energy of Yachatz. Then we go into the energy of Magid. Okay. So we're talking about Pesach, that we need to say everything and that night. And Sach, it's also represent energy of life, 68. The mark of value 68 is the energy of life. And there is different things we're going to read over there, different secrets in that night. I will share with you maybe one of them now. It's the because we're going to pour the wine here. Just a second. Yeah, you have it there. Okay. So now we're going to also just to mention something at that night, because I don't want to think about myself. So usually what we do in the Kabbalah Center, the men pour in for the men and the women to the women. Why? Because I want to share with the other person. I don't want to just give to myself. Yes, there is a question.
When the iron being alcohol is possible
Yeah. There is grape juice.
or I can very admit the but never I drink.
You can take grape juice and put a drop of the alcohol. That's it. Yeah, drop. That's fine. We do what we can, not what we can't. So the light know exactly what I can, what I can't. I'm doing my best and forget about the rest. You like it? That's not mine. It's one of the trainers. So, yeah. So we pour in the second cup of wine. That in that level, remember we want to transform all of the selfish love. In this one, we're removing the spirit of impure sexual desires. Okay? That's something really we need to remove. It's called ruach znut. Ruach znut. And here also we want to ask ourselves that question. Okay, it's there, right? Okay. Where do you have impure sexual energy and lack of loyalty in your life? Okay, so if you don't have, let's say, the sexual energy, but where you don't have loyalty in your life, that's something we want to check before Passover. And then one of the places we're going to, you're going to take a picture? Just a second. Okay, take a picture. Yeah, the question is just to help us to connect with those energies that we come ready. So you can write down to yourself, you can burn those things in the time of, we're going to burn the chametz in the morning and just burn the paper. But again, it's not enough just to burn the paper with all of those negativities. It's more important for me to work on myself to remove it. Because nothing will do the work for me. I need to uproot those negativities from my vessel, okay? So, this is the other one, right? So there is a story over there about Rav Elazar. And in this story, you're going to receive the antidote for pride. Rav Elazar, so when one of the secrets over there, we want to remove that energy of pride from our system. This is a story about Rav Elazar. Once again, sorry, I cannot stop and read the whole Agadah and everything, just we run in through the steps. But this is why I really recommend to open and to read, because there is in the English, there is a lot of intentions, a lot of explanations. They did amazing work with it, okay? Let's continue. We are in the 7, just a second. Just skipping. Okay. 6. Okay, Rechatz. Now we're going to do the Netilat Yadayim, removing the negativity from our hands. Every time we washing our hands, doing the Yadayim, we elevate in our consciousness to higher level of consciousness. We're doing the 10 Sefirot, because the hands represent the 10 Sefirot. And now we start to prepare ourselves to the meal, to the Amotzi. This is the place that most of the people are already excited. They want to eat, already. But we want to do everything with consciousness. Here we're going to do the Amotzi in the matzah. Now something just to mention, if you can, first of all, we're going to have a Kabbalah matzah on the table, but if you can have also your Kabbalah matzah with you during the Seder, if you want to eat more, Because this is the seed level of the entire week. So in that night, the more you eat, it's like you plant the seed. It's a tool for the whole week. That's the actual mitzvah. And that night, the precept to eat the matzah. So, in that moment, you want, we eat it, it's called a saval, small. We're going to eat it on the left side. Many things we're going to do on the left. The matzah and the wine, we're going to eat, just turn to the left. Why? Why to the left? We want to control the desire to receive oneself alone. The energy comes from the left, and this is the right. So I want to control. I don't want to stop receiving. I want to receive even more, but I want to control it. It's not going to go to my body consciousness. Okay. So in that moment, when we do the motzi, it's good for you to meditate and to concentrate about all the powers we just mentioned, and eat. If you can eat, it's better to finish the whole matzah. Chick, 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 chick. Eat it. Yes. Take yourself like whatever minutes, but eat it. Don't think too much. There's a period of time we have to finish the whole matzah, but again, don't go crazy and like swallow it, but chew and think about healing, about restriction, about all what we said, right? So you want, because this is the first matzah. This is the first antenna you eat in, that the Creator put all of His energy in that matzah, and then you eat it. And then you can eat much more after if you want, okay? But concentrate, okay? So that's what we're going to do a motzi. Very exciting. Connecting with the tool of the matzah. All right. You can write down to yourself any negative fear you would like to transform, as well a positive fear you would like to develop. Positive fear. You know, one of the things, why positive fear? The King Solomon says, Ashrei Adam mefached tamid. Fears, usually they put us where? In the klipot, in the darkness. King Solomon says, so how come? We're supposed to be afraid? No. It means I need to be afraid that I don't have enough light. If I don't have enough light, what I will do? Keep moving, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. Move forward, don't stop, don't stop. You know, the Rav Berg used to say, our teacher, Rav Berg used to say, I know I'm not okay, let's continue. Because when we judge in ourselves, what's happened? We stuck. We sit in and cry and we do nothing. I know I'm not okay, let's continue. If the light keep me here, it means I can still correct. I can still change. Don't stop, okay? So let's continue. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, I don't want to stay with you all night because you want to fall asleep. So, now we're going to the maror. Remember the maror? We want to meditate in that time to remove any type of negativities, any type of death from our life. Also here you can write down to yourself different type of challenge that you go and face in your life that you like to break and you want to embrace. First of all, to embrace it with love, but you want to remove it from your life and transform it. Because when the challenge is coming, it's there for us to receive the light. So when I'm accepting the challenge, it will become sweet at the end, right? So when it becomes sweet, it means I break it. So it's not a challenge anymore, all right? It's all about perspective. It's not easy what we're saying, because we're all going through challenges. But if I can have the intention, so anyway, we need to go through, let's say, through that obstacle, right? So you can go with bitterness, or you can go with excitement and change it. What do you prefer? Thank you. So be excited. It's just 9:51. So, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. So now we're doing the korech, right? We're taking the two pieces of matzah, and we put in the lettuce inside. We just dip it a little bit with the charoset, with the sweet thing. Also the maror. You know, we do it in the maror, we take in the maror, we put it in lettuce, and we just touch it with the sweet. We're not supposed to put a lot of sweet because it needs to be bitter when we're going to chew it. Take your time, chew it, you know, meditate. It's very, very important. It's your process. We don't do this process to show off. Oh, yes, I did it. It's ego. We just break the ego. Not, wow, right? No. It's like, it's each one of us. It's his process in life. When we chew it, it's like now you're going through the obstacle, and you want to win. It's your fight. It's not about no one else around you. Put even towel on your head and just do the process. Go, it's between you right now and your opponent. So just delete it. After you finish, just be normal. Don't let the opponent to come back. Okay. Yeah, it's like, it's small things that we don't pay attention, but the opponent it can come in. So don't let him come in, okay? So when we come into that place of korech, what we want to do, we want to elevate our consciousness above the zodiac signs. Because we know that it says that, bless you, the Israelite doesn't have a sign. It means, right, the zodiac signs cannot control the Israelite. So it means I need to make sure to elevate myself above. It's the 13. If not, I will be controlled. And I think I have control. That part can help us. We can meditate to elevate our consciousness above the energy of the zodiac sign, right? And then we're going to eat. Yes? Orech, I can see. Yeah, Shulchan Orech, here we're going to eat. Now also when you eat, and even you're hungry, really try to check your consciousness, not to eat from desire to receive oneself alone. Eat with control. Share with people, give them wine, give them the meat, give them the fish, whatever it is. Try to make sure you behave with sharing. Because if not, we are in Pesach, and we behave just for me because I'm hungry. Just let me, give me. So what I'm doing, I'm disconnecting. Right? Okay. Then we're going to tzafun after we finish all the food and we full and we good and we happy. We're going to tzafun. What is the tzafun? You remember? We talked before. This is the afikoman. Which one? 11. A second. 11. Please. What is the tzafun? Tzafun is the afikoman, what we mentioned before. Remember, we break the matzah into two, and now we need to eat the tzafun. Also, you can do it on your tables, and you can hide it on your table. We're going to do it on the hay table here, right? And we're going to receive that energy of blessing. Like there is a whole story, but Jacob went to Isaac to receive the blessing, and he brings the sacrifice, right? So we're going to connect to that energy. Can? Okay. Amazing. Okay? And then we're going to Barech. Okay? Now we have the third cup of wine. Again, removing different type of selfish loves from our life. Just want to only connect with the level of Bina. And then Birkat Hamazon. We want to seal all this energy with Birkat Hamazon. We're going to do the blessing. We're going to announce all of those cup of wine. We need to hold them, right hand, to put them down. There's a lot of tricks that we use in that night. So if you're going to do it with us, you're going to do it together. And if you're going to do it at home, everything is all the explanations inside of the book, because everything have meaning. What we doing? The third cup, removing that spirit of evil eye. Okay? Because even though we are good people, but unfortunately, by mistake even, we give an evil eye to other people around us. And when we do that, we open a channel that we will receive evil eye. Because when we do it, it's coming back to us. We need to be careful not to open the door for the evil eye. So I need to ask myself, where in my life I'm doing, you do, to fall into the jealousy, envy, or evil eye. All right, this is the third cup. Now, Hallel, we're doing a lot of songs in that night, connecting with all the blessings of Hallel, elevating ourselves even higher. This is almost before receiving the New Zir and Pin, the Gedlut Bet, and then we have, okay, take a picture. write down an example of a distorted perception. It's too far for me. Frailty in the past. I need to have it here. Okay. And now, Nirza. Now here we conceal in all the energy. There are two songs that we're going to sing over there. That will be almost time of midnight, right? And that time you're going to be excited, you're going to dance. So after we think that we done and we going to sleep, we're going to have two songs, very, very powerful songs, that one connecting with all the energy be above the energy of the zodiac signs, and one helping us to kill and destroy the angel of death. So each one of us, the private angel of death, where all of this consciousness of death and ending in our life needs to conceal that energy of the new zir and pin that come in after midnight, gadlut bet. That's what we're doing in that night, receiving the new zir and pin, gadlut bet. After that, of course, we help in and setting up the room, and then we're going home. Now, remember, at the night after, this energy is going to be concealed. And for the next 50 days, the work continue. It's not done in the Leil Seder. The next 50 days, because it's going to be concealed, we working to receive it back. So whatever great you're going to feel and amazing in that night, you're going to fly in that night because Zir and Pin will be revealed. The night after, it will be concealed. Suddenly you feel like, what just happened? Of mercy. It's going to feel weird, but what's happening? Earning it was free, now we need to earn it. So the next 50 days, you want to make sure to pay attention. All of the things we just mentioned tonight, right? All of those negative energies, I need to make sure that in the 50 days, I'm avoiding them and run away from them. New Zealand pin. So if you wish to be with us and to do it together, you can still register with the early bird. It's still till 11:59, I think, right? It's going to happen, right? And if you decide tomorrow, so it's going to be without the early bird, you can still till the 30th. And now we have some announcements from and with Lindsay class. It's exactly 10. I got press. I don't know if this is the yes.
Okay, as Michael said, early bird ends
Wait, let me give you the
for all the PESA connections. The early bird.
Daniel. We can stop it.
Oh.
Yes.
The early bird ends for all the PESA connections tonight at 11:59 p.m. So that's for the Seder, Shabbat, Pesach, and for the 7th day. You can still get Kabbalah matzah available. Michael went over the importance of the matzah. This is matzah done with special intention. So if you have not gotten it in the bookstore, there is limited quantity, so you can purchase it tonight.
We have bundles also.
Wow. Bundles. Buy 3 matzahs, get a nano necklace. Buy 2, get a red string. Buy 5, you get both. 10, as many as you want. Buy more, get more prizes. Okay, as we're preparing for Pesach, all of the Pesach items are 20% off. So the book that we're going to be using the night of the Seder, that's 20% off. Times of Elevation, which has all the Zohar connections, the prayer book, and then the Rob's book. So make sure you purchase that and take advantage. Okay, so also we have the Karen Scholarship Fund available. This link over here actually gives you access to donate for the Miami Center. So make sure you scan the QR code and make sure that the list.
It's just by itself.
Okay, sorry,
It's fine. Yeah, that's good. Yes. Thank you for coming. I hope it helped you and see you in the last Seder. Thank you. Tomorrow night, if you want, I have a Zohar class. I'm going to teach directly from the Zohar about Pesach. So if you want to go even deeper, come tomorrow night in this room, together. 7:30. Don't miss it. If you still have room. As much as I want to teach the whole 15 step deeper, but it's the time. No, the time is like flying. It's a lot. I'm trying to. You told me you're in Mexico. What?
I just came today.
I thought you told me I just landed in Mexico.
No, I just landed today.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I
This
registered.
is why I asked you if you come into Pesach. I didn't know.
I registered already. So it's still the
Welcome,
offer.
welcome.
Still the offer. Moving my honor.
The what?
Still the offer.
Which offer?
No.
No, I said with us, it's with the
Yeah,
community.
yeah, okay, all right.
No, I thought with the,
No.
no, with us, like in the,
Okay,
in the,
cool.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
no problem. And Matt, see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. I'm excited to join you all. I have a quick question.
Yes.
Remember I told you my cousin passed away on 15th of Adar. For the Shloshim, can I do like a L'chaim or something?
When is the Shloshim?
So he passed 15th of Adar.
The 15th of Nisan.
When is that?
Oh, 15th of Nisan. When is that? Let me check. But when he was buried,
Oh, he was buried.
because the Shiva starts from the first year, from the day that he is buried.
So it was a Wednesday, it was Friday he was buried. It's on the 6th.
So 15, this is 15,
The
Tetvav,
6th, he buried on the 6th.
16?
On the 6th
Oh, the 6th.
of March, he was buried.
So it was Yud Zayin.
Okay,
Yud Zayin.
okay.
Let's check Yud Zayin. Oh, this is confusing just again. Zayin, Zayin, Gimel. Nisan. This is Pesach. It's going to be, wow, it's going to be Saturday.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be Saturday, Yud Zayin.